Hello everybody, Dante's Game Room back with another quick art review, drawing supply video. um but this is kind of um I don't really know what I've done some research, and by that I mean I've looked up some YouTube video and some uh like looked up some places on the internet. I have two different things. I thought they're the same thing. They might be two different things, but I bought these at Hobby Lobby in the oil pastel sections, and I figured they were like hard pastels. And then I got these as well. I'm gonna do a portrait with these separate. I got some other stuff that I thought I could use with them, but from what I find out, these might not be the same thing. These might be woodless colored pencils. So I'm gonna test them separately, and then I'll use them together if they're the same thing to see if I can make something. These I know are like charcoal and pencils, and um, but these I don't know if they're oil pastels. They're like like hard pastels. I think that's what I think these are. But I don't know. I might just be confused because of the way people refer to them in videos. Because um, or they might just be slightly different products that companies made. Because I was watching a Black Bean CMS video, and he was talking about it was the Prismacolor. He called them crayons, and then he called them woodless colored pencils. Is how they were marketed, but they look just like these. So that was one of the problems. I was like, well, what are they? Are they oil pastels? Are they woodless colored pencils? Are they crayons? I've never used them before, so I don't know how to use them. So I'm gonna try to draw something with them. This is just an old. This is a painting, or not a painting, an oil pastel drawing I did, an underdrawing. This is the underdrawing I did with Crayola oil pastels, like the Jolly Green Giant. That's what I've been calling them. But I was gonna go back over it and work it some more with a more creamy oil pastel, like maybe like Mungio or Gallery or Paul Rubens, or something that's a little bit more creamier. But if you want me to do that on the channel, let me know. Put it down in the comments if you want to see me work on this some more. Jolly Green Giant. But these products I was going to review, like I said, I think the ones I'm reviewing by themselves today, are just using to figure out for the first time. I think these are the Master Touch hard oil pastels. Hard pastels. I've never used them before, so wish me luck. Yeah, they kind of feel like dry but creamy. Um, Oil pastels. They feel nice to draw with. Like, I've never used them before. I don't know how they're gonna blend or anything like that. Um, my cat is poking me in my back. My my little brother. He's like uh, he's 20 years old. My mom originally adopted him or rescued him, but he likes me more, and so I took him over, and he came to live with me. But most animals are like that. I I get along with animals better than I do people. Uh, just getting a rough sketch down. I can definitely say like these are not like anything I've ever used before. They're not like half sticks. They're not like oil pastels. But I guess the right terminology for them would be like hard pastels. But at the same time, they feel kind of like smooth and creamy to call them hard pastels. But don't know how they're gonna blend. I don't really know how to use them. You'll hear me say that a lot about a lot of art products because I don't get to use a lot of different varying art products unless I like go out and buy them specifically to like review them or just like try something new because of like when I usually draw or do anything for work, I'm like drawing something very specific that's been requested by like either a client. Like the last thing I like drew for a client was like this for a race, was for like a funny car race team, and it was basically I had to read like draw a new version of Rat Fink or yeah, and like this well established character. Um, and I don't get to choose what I want to draw when I'm at work. Um, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Um, I'm using vellum paper, um, just because it has a little bit more to it than say like the smooth Bristol board I usually use for like inking and drawing and comic books. This is not. This is really dry. Now this I would say is hard pastel. This lighter color here. Maybe that it varies with each color. But I'll have to learn how to use it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to work this. It's not behaving how I thought it would. Um, so it's something I'm gonna have to like learn to work with. And I've probably just realized I'm talking really low, shaking the table as I really try to work this in here. Very, very dusty. It's leaving a lot of dust on the paper. And like I said, I'm using vellum paper, so I'm glad I'm not using the Bristol like I normally would on like a different project or whatever. But recently I've been trying vellum out with these oil pastel drawings I did. So, because I'm trying to like use like I really enjoy oil pastels, but I don't ever get to use them. So I'm just in my free time, like if I get a second, I'm trying something new with oil pastels, or learning how to use them. These Master Touch hard pastels would be good for somebody that likes a lot of control in their how do I say it, in their to be able to do like details with pastels, like because it can be hard to do details or like control your drawing with let's say like soft pastels or like oil pastels. So this would be like good for somebody that wants to have more control. I wonder how it's, like I said, in the later parts, how it's going to actually behave, because I have no idea. I really don't. I have a feeling now that it's not good, because it's not behaving like I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to have to do a totally different approach. And it's either going to work or it's not, and it's going to mess everything up. So, and it's going to be a really horrible drawing, but that's how you learn. And I'll have to make another video, I guess, and start over and hope it's, learn what not to do. And I avoid the same mistakes that I made if I make those. This is really not the way I thought it would behave at all. Like, and if the colors are going to behave that drastically different, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I am not prepared for that. Just from lack of ability and knowledge and skill, because like I said, I don't know how to do it. It's just something you learn. Got to tackle it head on. If it's something you don't know how to do, you got to learn how to do it by just doing it, I guess. Can't, just hope you'll figure it out by watching other people. You got to actually at some point waste some material, make some mistakes. That's all. And like that Bob Ross, he used to say, sometimes you'll come along with happy accidents. Yes, happy accidents. And that's a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say. Yeah, that's a good thing. So, and you got to experiment as an artist sometimes anyway when you learn, because you don't know what you're doing. And sometimes art isn't always like doing something. Sometimes you got to do something a little abstract to get something realistic. It doesn't make sense. It goes against what you think when you're doing something, but sure enough, like something you wouldn't expect adds that extra layer of depth or whatever to your drawing, or contrast or detail, or a lot of times it's the touches you don't really realize when you're learning. It's the small, you can't, you don't know everything. You don't even know what to look for sometimes, like, anyway. I'm not good at being a YouTuber and talking. This is like practice, so you gotta do it head on, if you're gonna do it. And I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes, I guess. Um, but it is what it is. And color too isn't necessarily intuitive either. It's weird. I've learned that. Like certain colors next to other colors, it makes a bigger contrast or even layering. Well, I don't have any nails, and it's like right there. I don't know if you can hear, but that's my heater that keeps on kicking on. It's been really cold where I live recently. I live in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, so I don't even know how these are gonna blend. Like, I don't know if they. Like I said, you live, you learn. You lose, you learn. Don't get me wrong, like I think it could be fun to like use these, and you could do a lot of cool stuff with them. However, however, I don't think they're like my cup of tea. I'm much more into the oil, creamy side of it, I guess. Like this just isn't my favorite medium, I guess. It's not. I prefer oil pastels to this. I really do. And I haven't been using them that long. It might be something that as I learn how to use them more, and I'll like them more. But to be honest with you, it would be very hard for me to see that happening. However, you never know. Sometimes it's just you know, how do you say it? First impressions aren't always real impressions, I guess. But it's so dusty. That's something that's gonna hold it back for me. Just it being so dusty. To be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's not like you can avoid it. Like I said, I really admire those YouTubers that can just talk and talk and talk, because I really can't seem to find anything to say. um, it's not pertaining to whatever I'm doing at that particular moment. I find it difficult to be interesting. You know, um, there's like I got stories. However, I'm not like a storyteller. Like embellishing about like and stuff I've done. Not really. Like my friends can do that for me. I don't really know what to say. Like if I go somewhere, I'm used to like my friends saying, "Oh man, like you never, like," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," and they'll just tell the stories for me, you know. So I never had to get good at that, I guess. Um, Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Um, I just did the same old thing, spent it with all my kids and my family. As the more layers you put on it, I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like the way it looks and the feel and the control. Man, I always talk too soon. I always talk too soon. But I like the way it looks, but I don't like the way it feels, if that makes any sense. If that makes any sense, which I probably doesn't, because I don't make any sense. But I like the way it looks because it's kind of like a light. It just doesn't have very much. It just doesn't feel very pigmented until you start like layering stuff. And I'll be honest with you, it does kind of have like a weird like cross mix between like a colored pencil and oil pastel, so I can understand why somebody would call them like a woodless oil pastel. I really can. It's just or a woodless colored pencil, because there are colored pencils that are oil pastels, and like there's watercolored pencils, and so okay, 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 okay. And I'll be honest with you, from the way they're behaving, just because I think those other things are the same thing, that these are just colored, because they look so much the same. Even, I mean, I don't understand how they could not be. So, but I'll still do separate reviews because they're separate products. If I even review the other colored ones, and there's other stuff I want to review, especially if I've already reviewed these and they're the same thing. Um, so, but that's what I got so far. Feel free in the comments to tell me if you have any advice, anything that I can do differently, anything that might help me or might help other artists. I can tell you, I don't like the way they're packed because it's incredibly hard for me to get them out. I'll probably have to get them out and store them in something else. Just because I don't like having to dig through them like that to get them out. These are a product I feel though that it would take somebody some time getting used to. It's definitely going to take me a while to learn how to use them correctly. If that makes any sense, it's not something like you can just like I've never used them before. So I have a lot to learn. If that makes any sense. And I got some colored ones too, but like these are like I guess for they only had like one other color of these, and they were like primary, like yellow, red, and like orange. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be using all of them that much. But the more I use them, the more I can see why the appeal to them. I don't think I'm that good of an artist to be good at these. If that makes any sense. Because art a lot of times is patience and skill and just time and commitment to a medium. I like to do all these different mediums and try new stuff. So I'm more of like a jack of all trades than really am and a master of none than anything else. Um, Let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. If I knew more about this, I'd have more to say. But like I said, it's my first time, so I'm just learning myself. And I'll do more drawings, and I'll come back and like this is just a first time review, my first impressions really. So um, I'm not gonna be able to give you anything other than first impressions, other than the more I use it, the more I can understand that it's gonna take me a while to be proficient at it. This is not like an easy pick up and just go kind of art medium like that you can compare it. It's not really oil pastels. It's not really soft pastels. It's not really colored pencils, but it's kind of like a little bit of all of it, if that makes any sense. Um, which it probably doesn't, because I don't ever make any sense, but you know what I mean. Um, how does it look on camera? Huh. He's got a long face. He's got a long face. Uh, I really do struggle to get these out. Wow. Now I got that Alanis Morissette song stuck in my head. You live, you learn. I can't sing it, I guess. Copyright infringement. Okay, so I do have a New Year's resolution this year. Like most years, I don't, but this year I do. This year I'm going to be retiring from professional wrestling after 27 years as a professional wrestler. In one aspect or another, I'm going to be hanging up the boots. My son's going to be taking over, and I'll be walking away. So I'm a grandpa now, so don't need to be wrestling anymore, I guess. Plus, there gets to a point where you know, it's time to do something else. And I guess it's time for me to do something else. I don't know what I'm going to do for hair because the way it's acting, you know, I might just be risky and use that other stuff just so I have more colors for the hair and the highlights. But so not everything's just like brown or some weird color. Like I said, I'm sure it's the same stuff. It's not like this is like for something important. Oh, they do not feel the same. They're definitely different makers anyway, but they don't feel the same. This definitely feels like it could just be a woodless pencil. Maybe not. Let's try it. Self-portrait. Yeah, these definitely are the same thing. Um, and they came from a Walmart like art kit a couple years ago. Or not a couple, like last year. Like I bought it. Uh, in fact, there might be like a video on the channel somewhere of me like unwrapping it or opening it or like just as like an art pickup thing. I don't know. I need to clean up the channel and be more organized with it instead of like multiple people just using it to do whatever on. Like my son has like action figure reviews on here. We have like music videos on here. I have wrestling matches on here. Comic book, video game, like just all over the place. It's not like a real YouTube channel, like, you know, like professional or like anything really, but you know what I mean? Like, people are probably like, I don't want to watch this. Like, what is this? You know? Okay, so for the first time using them, not my like thing, I would say. This is not something that I would like use like as an art supply, like, yay, like that's what I want to do. However, like if I wanted to have like a fun art project with the kids, these would be much more suited for children because you don't have the mess of the oil pastels melting. So I would definitely recommend them for like kids in that environment. You know, this would be a way to like maybe introduce them to oil pastels for them to get a feel of like blending things. However, you know, like I said, to be really good at them and be proficient at them, it's going to take a lot of use and practice with them. Like in no way, like, and this is what I would say. This is one of these products that to really be good at it, it's going to be like really time consuming. Like to actually learn how to like make masterpieces with it. It's not like something that you're just gonna like pick up and like just because you're good at art, you're gonna be able to be proficient at this or this medium. Um, if that makes any sense, it probably doesn't. I don't make any sense. However, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say this is much more suited towards like kids and or advanced artists. Kids are advanced artists that know what they're doing because kids it's a lot less messy. And for advanced artists are people that have the time and patience, and this is what they do, and they've been using oil pastels for years, which I haven't, or hard pastels, which I haven't. They'll know what to do more innately than I ever would, if that makes any sense. I just don't know what to do. They'll, like, if you've used, I've never used, like, soft pastels a lot. Like, if somebody that's used them a lot would know exactly what to do and what not to do. and I'm not that proficient with even regular oil pastels to be able to like give you like good advice on like how to use these, because I don't know how to use them. However, I like them. I like the way they look like when you're done with them. Um, do I have the time to learn how to use them correctly? I don't know. I don't know. However, I wish I did. These were quite affordable too. They were like $7.99. So a numerical value to this review, for like a kid's project, like 7. For like an art supply, for like me personally, how I like it and I review it, I would say it's 5. I might like it more the more I use it. However, it's going to take me using it a lot to learn how to use it to get to that place where I can say I like it. And I'm good enough to say I use it. I have a feeling like there's like a large learning curve to this. It's very messy. One of the largest like learning curves to it is like the dust. However, like I said, it's better than the like regular soft pastels, but it's also better than the oil pastels for kids. There's gonna like kids are gonna have like dusty fingerprints all over their art project, but it's better than having like smeared, just goopy, like like usable oil pastels. um, However, I don't like them. I don't like the dust. They're messy. I don't see myself using them. Like, and it might be if I could use a like and you know what? I will use a paper with a much heavier tooth. I used vellum so it would have a tooth, but I'll use a like a pastel paper or some other heavier tooth paper, and then I'll give like if my review changes, I'll come back and make an update on one of my other videos. But until then, like it's a pass for me. Um, it's a pass for me. Master Touch, hard pastels, woodless colored pencils. There's not enough pigment there for me. I would just stick to like oil pastels, me personally. The darker colors like cover a lot easier than the lighter colors. But other than that, I think it's a hard pass for me. I don't think I'm going to be taking them up, in other words. However, if I do, and my opinion changes, I will make an update video. But for now, I'm going to hand these off to my kids. All right. Until next time, Dante's Gamer out. Bye-bye.